Thanks for staying with us on BERNAMA today. You're still with me, Elaine Obla, and in the studio I'm speaking to Geeta Kandya. We're speaking about IP and elections. And earlier we were speaking about Obama campaign in the US, and now we're still in the US and we were talking about another candidate. Geeta, let's elaborate further on after the Obama campaign. Yeah, we mentioned that Obama has the right as the owner of the face to actually take legal action if he wanted to, but he let it pass because he wanted to be able to. He was actually profiting from the exposure in that sense.
It was
right?
in his favor.
Yeah, it's in his favor. But let's talk about another, of course, current US President Trump. I'm sure there's a lot of cases that he has engaged in.
Well, he's very popular. The thing about Trump is that he's a businessman to begin with. So everything he does, he thinks in the business angle. And that's the same thing with his campaign. Can you imagine that the slogans of Keep America Great, Make America Great Again has been trademarked. Wow. So the fact that he's gone one step further.
So he owns the trademark to that already?
Yeah, so he owns the trademark to that, but it's in the benefit of the campaign. Also, the campaign uses it, the team who's promoting the political scene.
Which is so smart. He's already generating own revenue for him to be able to politically, you know, use the funds for his own campaign.
Yeah, so it trickles back in.
Yes.
So not that he needs any more money than he already has, but yeah, so he's trademarked that. And what's interesting is that he's even sent cease and desist letters to senators and congressmen who use those slogans in their speech.
Oh, only he can use it?
Yeah, it's trademarked for himself. Yeah.
Oh wow, there you go.
Well, it's not disputed in court. So this was cease and desist letters. So if it goes to court, it might be these slogans are so generic. Can someone actually own them?
Yes.
So there'll be a whole question mark there.
That's right. And I remember you were saying, I mean, you shared some information with me. He understands, of course, that's what is key here. He understands the importance of trademarks. Hence, he always files it early so that he is the one that has first dibs on it, essentially.
Yeah, this has come from business experience. You would have had a lot of Trump Tower, for example, and the word Trump has been trademarked all over the world, wherever he has real estate interests or other businesses as well. To the extent that in China, China is a country where it's first to file, the person who goes to the IP office first has better rights than the person who uses the brand first. And he wasn't fast enough in China. There was someone else in 2009 who registered Trump for real estate, commercial use, and so on. And it became a long battle in court, and he won. Wow. He got the brand back in China, which is amazing, but it's also a really expensive process because if it's first to file, and you were not first to file, to get a brand back is really difficult in China. You have to show that it was used on bad faith, or you are very famous. So my brand is very famous, and he would have gone on that grounds of argument. Right. So that was also shows again how a president could actually go way in advance in terms of knowing his IP rights. And his wife is also, Melania Trump, is also quite well versed with IP law. Learning from the best, I'm sure, in terms of, you know, taking cue from her husband. Yeah, and I guess public learns as well. You know what they say, imitation is the best form of flattery. That's right. And her image and her name has been used in where she comes from. She's from Slovenia, and they've used it for a variety of products. So she's gone and also taken action against them and protected her brand. She protected Melania in Slovenia not to exploit it. I think here is more sort of a defensive method of stopping people from exploiting it. That's right. Now, just quickly, let's talk about what well, in Malaysia, do we have those rights? Can we file those kind of same rights that we see, you know, in the US and the likes? Yeah, no, for sure. It's all about whether you're going to commercialize any products or any services using your brand. See, all of our past prime ministers are famous. Politicians are famous. So they can actually use their brand for their own purpose or for the campaign's purpose. So yeah, it's a good question. Whether does Pakla own his brand? Does Najib Dato Sri Najib own his brand, Tun Mahathir. Can we just use their images? I mean, like in the case of, like you see Obama and the Obama Hope poster, which is being used to commercially make money out of. Does whoever that wants to commercially earn from using either brand logos in terms of the party logos or faces of specific politicians, do they have the right to do so? Or do they need certain kind of
I don't know, permission or to file, and therefore they are able to? What are the
very good
legal
question. So you've
here?
touched on two things here. The first is the brand. So you've got PASS logo, you've got PKR logo, PN. Number one, these are abbreviations, and then you've got the image of the flag as well. These are actually proprietary to each party.
Right.
No one has rights to use them unless you get permission, regardless of whether the parties have gone to the IP office and registered their brand.
Right.
So that's very important. Permission is needed, because if they haven't registered it, you're still passing yourself off as if I've got permission from them,
right,
as if I've got some agreement, licensing agreement, or that I'm related to them.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Then the other thing is image. You're talking about, what if I use their image, Najib's face, or take a photo of him, exactly like the Obama campaign.
Yeah.
Malaysia doesn't have image rights, but celebrities and well-known people can go on the basis of passing off, saying that I own rights and these are trademark rights to my face. People recognize me, and by using my image on anything that I haven't approved, you're passing yourself off as if you are related to me.
Right.
So there are other laws that you can use, which is trademark law actually, that you can use to put a stop to it. They can use to put a stop to it. So it's not right. So back to your question of, can the public use the images and the name of the parties? No. They will risk themselves being hauled to court if they are using it without any permission.
Right, okay. So if there is some party that is already at this point of time using it, so for example, you know, right now election fever is ongoing, you know, you're printing all sorts of things to be able to sell to the public, you want to either scarves or t-shirts or whatever not, and you're profiting from it, if you are the owner and you want to, don't want to have them cease and desist, can you get profits from it as well? They say you must pay royalty?
Yes, so basically it's proprietary rights. So if anyone's using it without your permission, that's wrong. You can give them the permission in exchange for funds, for revenue.
Right.
But like it's a very sensitive subject. It's politics.
Yes.
So politicians want to be known, want to be famous. And how much does one actually make with selling t-shirts and so on? The bigger scale of things, they want people to recognize them, they want to be famous, especially during the campaign season. So
they will probably ask you to actually promote more. Go ahead.
Infringe my rights.
There you go. So it's a choice. It's a choice whether or not you want to take it on legally.
That's right.
All right. So we'll talk more about that in terms of what are the rights in the Malaysian scheme of things in the next session. But thank you for staying with us till the end of this session. That was our election IP session. Thanks for staying with us to the end of the show. Bye for now. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.